Welcome to the Mindset Model, where identity meets destiny, where mindset becomes magic, and the version of you've only dreamed of, well, it's already within you. This is your portal to expansion, your permission to be seen, to take up space, to step fully into your truth. I'm Sarah Davis, and this is the Mindset Model. Welcome home. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Mindset Model podcast. I hope you're having a fabulous week so far. So, in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about identity first transformation. Now, this is something that you may have heard of before. It's a word that's bandied around quite a lot. I have it on my website and I talk about identity first transformation in my courses. And I really want to define this in a simple way and share how this has actually come to life, how I've brought this to life in my own personal life. It is the most amazing method that you can use to completely change everything. So first of all, what is identity first transformation? Now, this is the process of shifting who you believe you are first, instead of waiting for external results to prove it. Many of us are literally just waiting for the results first. Well, if I don't see it, then it's not happening. And that is where a lot of us go wrong. And that's where I used to go wrong. Because when you change your identity, who you believe you are, your behaviors naturally follow this. And an example of this, say for example, 1st of January, everybody's on a bit of a health kick. Everyone's saying to themselves, I want to be healthy, I want to lose weight. But if you use this in identity first thinking, you say to yourself, I am healthy and I'm fit right now. You feel it right then and there in the moment. And you say to yourself that I choose aligned habits. When you decide in that moment that you are that fit and healthy person, your subconscious mind, everything aligns and it just falls into place. And I'm going to give some examples of this in a second. So I first heard about identity first transformation back in the day when I was doing a lot of teachings from Kathleen Cameron, who was the manifestation babe. So in one of her programs, she taught us about the hierarchy of change. Check it out, Robert Dilts, it's his model. And this is a triangle of how you can change your life. So I'm just going to run through it. So the bottom of the triangle is environment. So this is where you are, what you're surrounding yourself with, your external conditions, where you're living, who you're hanging out with, and everything like that. Then next up the triangle, you have got your behaviors. So what you do, what you're actually doing, your habits. Then you move up the triangle, it's your capabilities, so your skill set. Then we move into your beliefs and your values. What do you believe to be true? What do you prioritize? And then right at the top is identity, who you are, how you see yourself. Now, transformation happens the fastest when you shift from the top downwards. Many of us start from the bottom, from environment, and then we go up that way. But if you start by changing your environment, it's a much slower process. But when you start from changing your identity first, everything shifts naturally. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how I have used this in my life. So first of all, 2017, this was a couple of years after my accident. I was in the worst state ever. I was unemployed, I was on benefits, I was in agonizing pain. I just lived in this flat. I didn't hardly ever leave. I had no idea what I was doing with myself. I had no future, no prospects, none of that. And this is when I started looking into mindset and this transformation work. And I started to ask myself, what would a person with a job actually act like? What would I be thinking? What would a person who wasn't in pain, what would they be doing? I started to really question myself, and I implemented small changes, and I changed the way that I saw myself. And I decided that I was somebody that had a job, and I was somebody that didn't have back pain. I changed my focus. And when I did that, when I changed my thoughts and my mindset, the habits started to follow. So I went back to the gym. I started building my strength. The back pain started to disappear. I started to feel stronger, more confident. Then I started looking for jobs. I started applying. And then that is when everything started to change. So 2025, this year, I'm just going to call this my quantum leap year, because my whole life has completely changed. This has literally been the most amazing year of my life. I didn't think it could get any better. When I managed to get to the Maldives in 2022, floating around in the Indian Ocean, the turquoise water in our beautiful overwater suite, I was like, oh my God, this is it. Oh, it got so much better than that. So I decided at the beginning of the year that I was an actor, a presenter, and a business owner. My dream has always been to be on stage ever since I was younger, because I used to love public speaking before my accident. And I convinced myself, I said to myself, I rewired my mindset that I am an actor. I am meant to be on stage. I've got my own business. Then I was saying to myself, what would that feel like? What would I be doing? How could I embody that version of me? And I started visualizing and just feeling like this person who was on stage, acting, all the things. Then the behaviours started to follow. So in February, I started looking at acting lesson. By the March, literally less than a month later, I was performing my first monologue on stage in front of other actors and people. What even is that? Less than a month, because I accepted that identity. I believed. I told myself I was an amazing actor. Since then, I have been chosen to be advocates for beautiful brands. I've done all sorts of amazing acting work because I told myself I'm an actor. I have auditions coming through every week. It is so exciting. Last night, I was invited to be a guest speaker at the most beautiful luxury event with the most incredible people. When I did my talk, I was 100 my authentic self. And afterwards, people were coming up to me saying things like, you should be on TV. That presentation was unbelievable. Someone else was saying that the audience was so engaged. I literally encapsulated the entire room with my presence. Because I told myself I am those things. I visualized it and I felt it. And why this is so amazing is because 8 years ago, I was too scared to go to the supermarket. Yes, I couldn't even go food shopping. I avoided public places like the plague. The idea of standing up and talking in a room full of people bloody petrified me. How the hell does somebody who felt like that go from that to delivering the most epic, amazing presentations, acting, being in front of camera? How does that happen? It happens because I changed my identity. I changed my beliefs. I rewired my mindset. Now I am unstoppable and I want more. And because I live and breathe my teachings, what I teach in the mindset model method, like things are happening so quickly. This month, at the time of this recording, what are we in? September. So next week's going to be October. This year is going so damn fast. October. I have been invited to be a podcast guest for somebody incredible, an absolute queen in my industry. She has invited me to be a podcast guest. Less than 2 years ago, I had no idea how to even start my own podcast, let alone be invited to be a podcast guest on someone who's got an incredibly popular podcast. This is unbelievable. I have been invited to a VIP Netflix premiere in London, Trafalgar Square. How exciting is this? And when I look back at my notes that I created at the beginning of the year, how would the person that has the identity of being a motivational speaker, a presenter, a business opener, what happens? What would they do? And I put in there, I'm going to get invited to VIP events, red carpet events. It is happening because I believed it was going to happen without a shadow of a doubt. I know it's going to happen. And now it is happening. My October is fully booked with the most amazing, exciting awards, events, all the things in alignment with my new identity. And this is not luck or a coincidence. No. This is me using my proven method, the mindset model method, to attract what I want. Identity first. And I am doing this to show you all that no matter what your circumstances are, how you feel about yourself, I am here to show you that you can literally go from no confidence, not believing yourself, having crippling self-doubt, imposter syndrome, to somebody who effortlessly shows up every single day to the most amazing, inspiring ideas and gets the most brilliant opportunities. And another thing as well, the mentorship. I am very, very careful who I surround myself with and who I am mentored by, who I learn from. I chose to be mentored by Kathleen Cameron, who is the mother of manifestation. She now has a business which is worth nearly 50 million. She drilled into me. You don't wait until it's real. You become it first and live by that. Identity is everything. That's what she lives by. And now, Kathleen is interviewing actresses, Hollywood actresses on her podcasts. She has gone into business with pop stars. She's doing the most incredible things. And she's showing us what's possible. And I'm showing you what is possible. So, my loves, your challenge for this week is to stop waiting for the evidence. Decide who you are today. Write it down. You're going to walk like it. You're going to speak like it. You are going to live like it. You are going to talk to yourself with the most empowering, positive words, and you are going to fully believe in yourself. And watch how your reality shifts. And if you would love to learn more about this, my step-by-step, join me inside the Mindset Model Method, because this is the program that will help you rewire your self-image and finally embody the version of you who already has the dream life. I hope you enjoyed this episode, my loves. If you did, please make sure that you like and share with anyone that you believe would absolutely love this episode. Until next time, I will see you again soon.